Hey, welcome back to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric, and today I got a single malt for you. Glenmorangie 15, the Cadboll Estate. As always on the channel, I'll give you a nose, taste, finish review of this whiskey. We'll tell you a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts, final score, and leave you with the malt musing. But first, a bit about Glenmorangie and this limited edition 15-year-old Cadboll Estate. So, Glenmorangie is a single malt Scotch in the Highland region of Scotland. They are known for having the tallest stills in Scotland, and is routinely one of the most popular single malts in the world. For many years, their 10-year-old was considered the most popular or most drank whiskey in Scotland. Not sure if that's still the case now, but it's usually right up there. So this 15-year-old Cadboll Estate is an interesting release. Take a look here at the bottle, and I'll show you what we're looking at. So this is what the bottle looks like. Your typical elegant Glenmorangie bottle. I always really like their presentation. Here's what it has to say. This is matured in American oak bourbon casks. The spirit is created from our Cadboll Estate barley, aged 15 years for a whiskey of deep and creamy texture, 43% ABV. No mention of whether it's natural colored or non-chill filtered, so we can assume there has been some color added to this, as well as this has been chill filtered. So the interesting thing about this whiskey is that, as it mentions, all of the barley used here was selected from the Cadboll Estate, which is on the Glenmorangie property, selected by the master of distilling from the distillery. And so this is the first time that Glenmorangie's ever done anything like this. And so it's going to add a little bit of an interesting twist to their single malt whiskey. Here on the back, it says our Cadboll Estate limited edition single malt brings a unique creaminess and sweet oaky depths to Glenmorangie's signature smooth style. Correct. Okay. That's what the bottle has to say. And here on the box, we got a little bit more info. So, a spirit created from our Cadboll Estate barley, grown only in the fields surrounding our Highland home, and distilled in Scotland's tallest stills, delivers a unique creaminess. We age it in hand-selected American oak bourbon casks to create a single estate whiskey of oaky depth and round smoothness. So they are calling this also a single estate whiskey. I believe this is the first one of its kind. And it's got some tasting notes, and that's about it. So yeah, nothing on here either about chill filtration or natural color. So as I mentioned, this is definitely a good chance this is chill filtered and has some colorant added. Okay, that's the background on the Glenmorangie 15 Cadboll Estate. Now let's get into the whiskey itself. Since it's a 15-year-old whiskey, I've had it sit in the glass for just about 10 minutes to let it rest and open up a little bit. This is the color we're looking at. Oh, there's probably some colorant added. Nice gold. Okay, let's get into this. Right away on the nose, sweet, honey, a little bit of a bready note, citrus. I want to say it is definitely like orange, tangerine orange, a little bit of a nice confectionery lemon, honey, maybe even a little floral note too. I don't know if that's like rose water or something like that, but a little bit of a floral note. All in all, nothing really big popping out on the nose. Just some nice, warm, subtle, well-balanced, sweet, fruity, slightly floral notes coming out of this. Not really much oakiness. Okay. It smells nice. Give it a taste, launch it. Right away when it hits the palate, creamy, and I mean creamy. They're not lying when they say this is a creamy whiskey. A nice, sweet, rounded creaminess. It's like slightly buttery, vanilla, a little bit of chocolate. Again, there's that orange again as it develops. You get a nice kind of burst of this citrus, orange rind, slightly bitter orange, pears, definitely. Really nice, full body. As it goes into the finish, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of mint. Sweet and kind of a nice long finish on this. Okay. Good. All right, let me put a little bit of water on this. As I mentioned, 43% ABV, so we are not going to put much water on this at all. We will just do about a half teaspoon. All right. The addition of water, wow, it actually subdues the nose across the board. Still getting that kind of rich, sweet butteriness, but subtle. Orange has stepped back a little bit, but still it's still there, but subtle. Slight oak spice now. Little bit of that just kind of woodiness. Like an old barrel. But this is dominated by just sweet honey, a little bit of that biscuity breadiness. And again, just citrus orange. Really nice. Okay, I'm going for another taste here. Really well-rounded. Nothing when that hits your tongue, just like no big sharp flavors punching the face. It is just a creamy, pretty decadent arrival. It's with the addition of water, that citrus slight spiciness takes a step back, and it is just mocha, honey, slight orange, chocolate orange, little bit of that vanilla, sticky. And as it goes into the finish still, it's a nice medium to medium long finish, even with water. Sweet, you're left with just some kind of confectionery notes of vanilla, slight butteriness, a little bit of chocolate, almost a little bit of coffee bean. This gets close to what I would call an ideal dessert whiskey. Relaxed, creamy, sweet, not overpowering, just a nice glass to sit back and sip quietly. This is good. Okay. So just one more look at that box and the bottle that comes in it. Glenmorangie Cadboll Estates, just hitting the US market here in the early part of 2020. A bottle of this is going to run you in that $85 range, which with some of the price increases we're seeing around, age statement whiskeys, there's around Scotch whiskey across the board, but for a 15-year-old whiskey around 80, 85 bucks, it's about an average value. They say this is a limited edition. I'm not sure how many bottles are being released. So we're going to assume there's some exclusivity to this. So it might not be the easiest whiskey to find. And if you do, around that 80, 85 bucks is about what you're going to expect to pay for this. Okay, so final thoughts here on the Glenmorangie Cadboll Estates. This is another good release from Glenmorangie. I'm a big fan of their stuff. I particularly like their wine sherry cask finishes. However, this one, while being just bourbon, is really just a nice, creamy, relaxed whiskey. I could see comparisons between this and the Dalwhinnie 15, which is another Highland malt, in the sense of it's just honey sweetness. Not a ton of complexity in this, but I don't think that takes anything away. It really doesn't need it. This whiskey is really, in my opinion, designed to be, you know, after a meal. Maybe this is just a nice relaxed glass to have after work. And maybe would be something you'd share with somebody who's just getting into Scotch. I could see it as being a nice bridge between bourbon and Scotch. This whiskey checks a lot of boxes in terms of, you know, its enjoyability. It's just not super complex, and you know, it comes with a pretty tense price tag. So, my final score here on the Glenmorangie 15 Cadboll Estate is going to be a 3.5 out of 5, which is that I recommend trying this or buying a bottle if you find it at a good price. I can imagine this is going to be on the shelves at bars, good whiskey bars. So, you know, you'll definitely have an opportunity to try this. And again, you find this at a good price, and the way I've described it sounds like a whiskey that you would really enjoy. Grab yourself a bottle. All right, y'all. So that wraps up another whiskey review here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Hit subscribe if you've yet to, so you don't miss any of my upcoming reviews. And with that, I will send you over to your malt musing. We'll catch you next time. Sláinte.